There's a lot of like we're talking like it was a slow news week.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
wasn't. We're just talking about anything.
It's
So-
one of the biggest news weeks in a while.
The whole reason we're recording the show on a weekday and not on the weekend is because you guys wanted to talk about everything going on
Yeah, I
in
think we should
DC.
talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one to introduce it because I feel like you guys are probably better suited for that. But I just wanted to make sure you get that out
Yeah.
Either
before
one
we
is
go
good.
on a tangent.
I
I was
mean-
watching it live, baby.
I was working, so I didn't see it, but
Well, I think it should be explained too in case someone listens a year later to the show.
yeah, I mean, if in
They
case
don't
you
know.
forgot, a year from now, a bunch of supposedly Trump supporters, I guess they probably are really though, they stormed the Capitol building in Washington D.C. where Congress is held.
It's not the White House. A lot of people confuse it with the
Yeah,
White
a lot
House.
of people.
No,
are
it's not
confused.
the
People
White
don't-
House.
People didn't realize that.
No.
It's also not the Capitol with an A. It's a Capitol.
Capitol.
Yeah,
People
that
don't
was-
even know the difference between those two. I didn't even learn until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not that bad.
Looking back at my group chat, I spelled it both ways.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the people stormed the Capitol building, broke windows. The Congress people were all like in bunkers hiding. They stole some shit out of the
Pelosi's desk.
the hall. Yeah, Pelosi's desk.
At the time of recording, 4 people are dead,
Yeah,
68 injured. And
Yeah.
I didn't know about this because we were eating Wendy's, but 3 hours ago, not even 3 hours. Yeah. Trump issued a thing saying that Biden will be confirmed on the 20th and that his priority now is ensuring a smooth transition of power.
Okay.
He's done saying the election was rigged, essentially.
all right. I mean,
I
we'll see.
watched the message on the toilet. He's clearly reading a teleprompter. And he has his gesticulation, the way his hand and head is moving is so forced.
Yeah,
You can tell he didn't want to do this. But
Oh, you can tell when it's real Donnie, when it's like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
off the rails. But
yeah, this
I'm sure
time
it's
it
with-
was totally teleprompter. So at the time of recording, Trump he's done with his campaign. So at least that's over. But at what cost? Because this is what happened yesterday with rushing the Capitol is the type of shit you would read about in a history book in class, like in middle school and high
Yeah.
school. And you'd be like, these niggas, man, what were they on? What were they doing?
I think
and
and
living through it is weird.
I feel like I should mention part of it was Georgia, the state of Georgia.
that's true.
Yep.
A Democrat won the Senate and Congress.
Yeah,
Right.
no, both. There were 2 Senate seats up for
I'm sorry,
election.
2 Senate. Why did I say
and
Congress? What the fuck?
Democrats won both, upseating 2 Republicans, and then it's the South. It's Georgia. There's the first black senator there, and for like maybe ever. I don't
Ever.
know.
And,
Ever.
and it's the first one in a Confederate state.
That's huge. I
In
mean, it's-
America?
Yeah,
Yeah,
huge.
ever.
Holy
Raphael
shit.
Warnock, he's a cool guy. Ossoff won too.
Went
so
to Morehouse. Shout out to AUC. Went to Morehouse.
there you go. And yeah, it's just like it is surreal. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was working and I guess my phone was buzzing and like I'm not allowed to look at my phone at work, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And I was working and someone who was coming from their lunch break came and was like, "They're storming the Capitol, everyone." And then a lady was like, "No politics on the work floor. We have to be working."
Oops.
So I didn't know about it until like it had already happened.
The funny thing about that story is you said the lady was how old? Like she's
She's
young.
like maybe 2 years older than me.
That's so accurate. Like
Yeah.
she's white, right?
Yeah.
No offense, but like get over yourself. Like if you can't talk about storming the Capitol because that's political, you clearly have Trump supporting parents or a Trump.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
This shows matches for the culture because he didn't even mention that Ossoff is the first Jewish one in Georgia history.
All right.
Is he really?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Not
But
a huge fan of Ossoff.
I will
but-
say this: I watched this live. I was in my mom's. I think I don't know if Xavier. Did you watch this happen live? Like when it first started?
I was right here in
Oh.
the seat
Anyway.
watching it on that TV.
Oh, so I'm watching it live when
Yeah.
it first started. It was like they hadn't got it in yet, and it was clear they were trying to. And then you see like this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's been in the Capitol building before, so she knows about it. And like the security is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously these people didn't go through security. Like I mean, they got bombs in, and I'm sure a lot of them had firearms and everything. They get into this one room, and at first they're just walking around.
Yeah.
And we're like, and there's like 10 cops there. It feels like I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, what's happening?
Uh-huh.
And everything was postponed. It was clear to me they allowed this. This was like planned, like they wanted this to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out of my way and say it was planned, but an interesting thing I read was that area of DC has more cops per capita than like
capita.
anywhere else on the planet.
I'd imagine, yeah.
If you count like just the local cops, you count
There's,
DC, federal, you count the CIA.
I know in every federal building there's snipers.
Of course, yeah. There's
So-
people like on roofs across the street. The point is that's a heavily guarded, armed area that they seem to have penetrated with ease.
Part of it was, and there's a video of these guys like going up to this cop, and he's like backing up, and he runs back, and people are like, "Why aren't you shooting?" And like, when
that
people
guy was
ask,
black
when people ask,
in that clip,
right?
Yeah.
But when people ask, "Why aren't you shooting?" Like, I don't want anybody listening who isn't as informed to think, well, why do you want police brutality now? Why do you want police to kill people now?
Right.
We're saying it from the perspective of like, well, if you can do it, then they're saying don't do it. If you're not gonna do it for them, don't do it for us. Is what we're trying to say. But I'm saying all this to say the cop is backing up. The reason in that situation, a few of these other situations, they didn't do anything, is because they're outnumbered, and like they don't want to like
start. I just
want
to apologize because of the fart I just let out and I just smelled it. So if it reaches you guys, try to act like you don't smell it.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna mention it as loud as possible.
Yeah, if it's there, I'm gonna say something.
Okay. But anyway, no, it's clear most black people, most people in general, don't want cops to murder anyone.
Right.
No.
Willingly.
When we say that.
But I think when people say that, it's just to point out the blatant hypocrisy.
Exactly, no, this is, and I've seen a lot of takes on Twitter. And
hey, yo, speaking of Twitter, sorry to cut you off because I don't want to cut anyone off on a very serious note, but like everyone from high school and college and following me on Twitter, you're exposing yourselves. And just to say this too, one of the people who got like captured on camera, one of the Proud Boys, has a black wife.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And fuck everyone who's unfollowing me. No, okay, I actually don't care if you unfollow me on Twitter. But my point is,
go on. You interrupted me.
I'm going on. My point is, fuck you, man. Yeah. Because this shit is not one of those things where you can have a side that they're both equal.
No, that's what I was going to say.
And comparing it to Black Lives Matter.
That's what I'm saying. And when your fucking mixed race kid is in school in 50 years and reads about this in a
50 years from now, they'll be in school.
I don't know. Okay, sorry.
The fuck?
15, I meant. Years from now in school reading about this, and they go up to you and they ask, like, Daddy, what side of history was I on? You're going to have to look at him in the eyes and say, I unfollowed Xavier. Therefore, you're on the wrong.
Back when Shameless is like what Disney is now, when we're Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my point is, I'm very tired of this being a divisive topic amongst people that I know personally, because this is one of the most blatant scenes of there's clearly a wrong, there's clearly a right.
Yeah. This is what I was going to say was, a lot of takes on Twitter, and even from some people I kind of, not maybe politically, but I respect them as like, funny people, whatever.
Yeah.
Saying an unarmed woman was shot dead by police, and it's not getting the same kind of responses of Black Lives Matter protesters.
And this is referring to the woman who was shot in the neck.
Yeah, she was shot in the neck and she died.
She was the first person pronounced dead from the riot.
Yeah, I mean,
her pack's strong.
Shit.
Okay.
Some exotic.
Yeah. What was
the opposite of exotic. Some domestic. Some extremely plain white domestic.
Smoking domestic.
Put that in the wood. It's just sparking.
Anyway. Smoking local.
Smoking Karen.
Smoking locals.
What I was saying is creating a kind of a false equivalency between these people. And it's like, it's a long conversation and it can get heady, but I think the real point overall is like context is important.
Yep.
And someone getting shot by police while they're supposed to be, at the very least, not being killed, at least respectfully arrested or something like that, is not the same as someone doing literally incursion, like literal treason.
And let's charging into, she was running in. Like, all right, if I tried running in there, they'd shoot me.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's think of it this way.
Like, I mean, there was a woman who I don't know if she like tried going through like the thing to like make a U-turn, like one of the buildings, so like the gate was open. I know
what you're talking about. This was in DC.
Yeah, she like backed in and so like went to the Capitol building and she got shot like 6 times.
Yeah, and her daughter was in the car with her.
And her daughter was in the back seat.
But that's the point I want to make too. Like a lot of the times, the examples of the black people dying from the cops, they never went out seeking the cops.
No.
A lot of the times the cops came to them and escalated the situation.
And even then, part of it too is like, along with the conversation of people dying at the hands of police, it's like you also, when it's Black Lives Matter kind of stuff, you want due justice. You want people to be charged with a fucking crime.
Yeah, no one wants death to be the penalty for every crime in this country.
No. Right. I mean, I'm against the death penalty as a whole.
Yeah, me too. I mean, there's just so much context people just are intentionally blind to in this.
You want to know what it is too? At the very deep down bottom of these people's hearts?
What?
They're racist.
Yeah.
And they want people to be racist with them at the most, or to like them and ignore the fact that they're racist like people used to, like even 5 years ago. Well, that's part of the reason why these kids, like who follow us and me on Twitter, see me wilding out. They're like, they get fed up with being called out for being racist because a few years ago it was okay to be racist.
And a lot of it too is you know,
it still is okay.
There's a lot of conversations also about like what kind of racism someone can be and all that shit. And like, I'm not even going to get into that because that's kind of pointless. But a lot of racism comes from just, I am the best and I should be able to do whatever I want all the time.
Yeah.
And if I'm the best, other people have to be lesser than me. And that's where I think a lot of shit comes from. And that's what all these people protesting and not protesting, all these people, rioting, rushing the Capitol building and like, I'm not even going to say domestic terrorism because that's an iffy thing, but at the very least,
this is the clearest form of terrorism there is. They literally attacked the head of, while they were trying to confirm Biden's win.
Yeah.
That's not, there's no gray area.
This is literal terrorism. They left a bomb in there.
Extremely political.
They leave a bomb.
It's then, like, terrorism, the definition of terrorism is, I forget exactly.
No, and also, now I think about it, it's like these people aren't going to be ever charged with like terrorism or encouraged. They're not going to be charged with anything like this. So it's only colloquially that we're referring to people as terrorists.
Yeah.
So I guess who cares?
I feel like some people, the guy who was sitting on Pelosi's desk with his feet up and he took a...
He was wearing this exact...
He was wearing this exact... yesterday?
What was I doing?
Yeah, I was making a joke that it was you.
Oh, by the way, for those listening and not watching on YouTube, the guy sitting on Nancy Pelosi's desk was wearing the exact same flannel jacket that Max is wearing on my sofa right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Max saw a good business opportunity and bought it off of him. That's what I'm getting at.
Like you don't want them to catch you in that.
But you were asking what Max was doing during that?
No, I was making a joke because I was like, was that actually him?
Oh, you could have been him.
But I was saying that dude, like, he stole a letter from Pelosi's desk. Like, he's going to get charges. And you got to think, Biden and his new attorney general are going to be the ones giving these people charges.
And this is all federal.
Also,
so they're fucked.
I was just reading before we started filming. Apparently, a group of people were looking for Chuck Schumer's office, who's the Senate, I guess, majority leader at this point.
Yep, he is.
And the cops pointed it out to him.
Yeah.
That way. You want to go that way. There's videos of cops taking pictures with protesters.
I don't want it long because this has been said to death on Twitter, but clearly Black Lives Matter protesters and everyone else doesn't get the same treatment that.
No, and the point of saying that is to say that these cops are not some objective force for law and order. They have intentions. They have bias. They have goals even. Agendas. This shit is intentional.
They have agendas.
Agenda.
Yeah.
It's not saying, oh, well, woe is me. Look at me. If I were in this situation, it's none of that. It's pointing out not even hypocrisy. It's pointing out a blatant agenda. You're right that these people have.
Yeah,
and they have power over you.
And it's encouraged.
Yeah,
yeah. And like they don't want you to be like people always say, like, there are good cops. Good cops can fix the system. That's actively discouraged from a lot of the things I read and hear about.
Yeah.
So very, very sad, sinister, tricky system.
It's very dark. It was a very there were some funny moments for sure. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, some of the memes.
Yeah, but it was just like a very. Another thing too is these are the same people who 6 months ago, when a Target in Minneapolis was being looted, lost their shit, arming themselves, defending private property. Yep. That same mentality that also did lead to three people's deaths in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The kid who killed people for private property trespassing, whatever the fuck. But these people are they're
that Rittenhouse kid.
Yeah. These people are now trespassing one of the oldest buildings in the country. And I'm not saying you should you can't criticize people in power. You should absolutely, but it's so blatantly hypocritical.
Well, this pointed out something. This whole situation pointed out something me and my mom have been saying, and I'm not saying we came up with this at all. I'm sure this is everybody, but these right-wing people, I don't even want to say Republican, these right-wing people they hate black people more than they like anything. They're not even these motherfuckers hate America. They hate America.
Yeah.
They shit on everything, but they hate when a black guy effectively agrees with them in that sense. Not about why they hate America, but they hate when a guy like Kaepernick, or they hate anything like that. That whenever we speak out, they hate whenever we speak out, and so they're gonna go anti that. They don't actually care about blue lives, quote unquote, because they're beating the shit out of cops.
Yeah,
you smell the fart. Oh, you were just staring at me. I thought you smelled.
Nah, it hasn't.
Anyway, sorry.
It hasn't.
It also, we should say, is a Wendy's chili fart.
Yeah, this nigga ordered Wendy's chili
because if you don't know, I like to hit a certain goal of protein for the day, and that was the closest thing that hit.
Got you some pussy. Anyway,
yes, I do. I was just kidding, but no, for real though. These people don't even like the country they're in.
No, they despise everything. They're just so hateful. They're
and let's be honest too. Like a lot of the things that they like, or a lot of things that they need and want, come from a form of socialism. I know that word is scary, but they need a lot of assistance from the government, and a lot of it. What these people?
I don't know if all these people are poor, like they're poor Southerners or poor.
You know what's also crazy?
No, they're not all poor, but like everyone's fucked. That's not a 1%er, right?
Yeah.
Like they're sad about being disenfranchised, right? Like, no, am I wrong?
No,
I think they convince themselves they are. I think
they
they're
think
just,
they are. They think they are.
Yeah.
What do you think these demographics
Why they
are?
voted for Trump? Why do we think what?
So if these people aren't like,
I think they're people who are mad that there's like a black couple in a soup commercial. I think any chipping away at their perceived power infuriates them to the point of like murder.
Well, that's what also I was trying to play into, that a lot of these people would benefit from a lot of the systems in place that the left would want.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that the reason they're not going to do that or vote for that is because black people and other minorities would also get that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I was trying to say, like, if we were a country that wasn't diverse and had all white people, everyone would vote in their best interest. Like Florida, when they voted to raise their minimum wage,
yeah,
they did that while also simultaneously voting for Trump.
Right.
That's what I meant. Like, if this country was not diverse, it would run so much more smooth and with everyone's best interest in mind. But other people would rather see their enemies, perceived enemies, suffer, even if it means they're suffering too.
Well, I mean, you look at it like they love saying America first. And even I think a lot of people have America first policies to an extent when it comes to like getting involved in foreign shit that isn't a threat to us and that's none of our business.
Yeah.
But when you say, okay, yeah, so let's pull out of this and use that money to help out, poor people, fix schools, pay for college, whatever.
Yeah.
Then they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, they should be, the only reason they're not pissed at the military for taking all of our money is because the alternative is worse to them.
Yeah.
Which is
and
black kids going to a decent school.
And they also just worship violence. They love the military. They love the thought of part of the reason they goddamn arm themselves to the teeth like they do is because they wish someone would try them. I really do think
they want a black person to
they want to kill people so bad.
Mm-hmm.
They it's so
black
primal. Yeah, I mean not them. I mean they want to kill others, but
I'm thinking in a perfect world it's a black guy.
Oh yeah.
Fits their narrative.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, like these people don't have real beliefs, clearly.
No,
because even people who were saying all this back the blue bullshit were defending. They were either beating the shit out of cops or defending the people who were beating the shit out of cops yesterday. So it's like, where do you stand? And they don't even align with Trump necessarily. Because when Trump was saying, "All right, y'all go home," they were like, "Fuck you." Like it's to the point now where it's not about Trump. Like it's Trump. Like if Trump went out there and said some shit, like I guess what they're doing, like no, stop. They would probably try to beat the shit out of him. Like these people are so pissed.
They want any excuse to just be violent. I really do think that.
Yeah, and Trump is just their excuse right now. Trump is their leader, reason for doing it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I want to talk about this because it's prescient and obviously just happened. But I also think this is the most revealing thing that these people have done, even more than storming capitals, I guess a few months ago when COVID hit, really, or even more than kind of responses to Black Lives Matter protests. I just in recent memory, this is the most mask off moment for them.
It's indefensible.
It's indefensible, truly,
and
it's what they think. It's not like, oh, they were agitated. Oh, well, bad actors. These are what these people think and act on and believe, and they showed it to you right to your face.
What's crazy to me about all of this too is that Trump really did this without giving so much as a second thought to his kids and family. Obviously he's old, he won't be around forever, but his kids have to carry that name, that Trump name with them forever. And now before yesterday, it was something that was at least politically divisive for obvious reasons. Now it's completely indefensible. It's treasonous. Yeah. I mean, Mike Pence unfollowed him on Twitter.
Oh no,
his own VP.
Oh no,
Mitch McConnell admonished him in front of all of Senate.
We cannot let hatred win.
I mean, yeah.
I was doing pretty good at that a few days ago.
The only person who was defending him was Ted Cruz, and even then, he's backtracking.
So there were
Ted Cruz's wife ugly.
Yes,
yeah, he did. There were a lot of
and Ted
Republicans
didn't say anything about it.
If you guys don't know what Parler is, it's a social media site for right wingers, which sounds insane because it is. And
we're talking about that.
Yeah. There were a lot of actual representatives, Republican representatives, saying support you guys, let's go.
Yeah, egging them on
in their accounts. Yeah. So it's treasonous, sure, but it's not going away either.
Oh, no, and that's why we were saying before the show started that it's getting to the point now where people like us are really thinking about leaving America.
Yeah,
I am for sure.
Because another thing we were saying is this is obviously the beginning. This isn't something that's going to go away. There's going to be more people like that Dylan Roof kid and just a bunch of other kids who are just going to shoot up a bunch of schools and just do a lot of crazy shit because They saw now that they have a real backing and following,
Mm-hmm.
and there really is nothing in place stopping them. And I don't want to like excite anyone who's listening to this or motivate anyone, but like once you spark something like this, you're not going to put it out immediately. Obviously, we're not going to have another state capital. Knock on wood. We're not going to have another state capital rushing for a while at least. But these people now know that they're a real community. This was a precedent that they set, and they're going to be a presence in America forever.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, yeah, and you know what's interesting? My mom said this to my grandfather. She told me yesterday might be the first time a Confederate flag was ever inside of the Capitol. Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get closer than Virginia. Virginia was a Confederate state. That's as close as they got, which, I mean, it's right there. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They never got inside of D.C.
Nope.
And so that's a wild thought. You know what I'm saying? 100, almost, 200 years since the Civil War.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it, too. Yesterday was just like a very symbolic day. And I usually don't like that kind of shit, but everything fit. You know, it really, everything that happened was a symbol of something larger.
Yeah.
And scarier. I mean, it honestly, like, it's not good. It's just scary. I don't know. It's
I mean, I guess it's scary, I guess, but like I'm at the point now where I'm numb. Obviously, like
this is like one of the last straws for me in terms of like considering leaving the country. Because I mean, there's a lot of reasons to leave the country anyway. Whether it's education, you know, whatever.
Healthcare,
and specifically for me, if I have a family, I'd probably want them to be somewhere else. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's why. You see, I'm at the point now where I don't even want a family.
Yeah, I'm not even if I don't, like if I have a family, I definitely will leave. Yeah. Now it's 50-50. Like when I graduate college,
yeah.
If I get a good job opportunity elsewhere,
yeah, it'd be cool, honestly.
Yeah, I'm out.
I never was like that. I was just like, come on, let's just, you know, I like some parts of America are cool, I'm sure, but
well, it's another thing too when you see that these people are clearly thriving here.
Yeah.
Everyone else who's not on this side of history is getting fucked. Like everyone else who's protesting for, you know, better shit. Is getting killed or murdered or beaten.
You get like Google commercials.
That's what I'm saying. Like we see these people who feel disenfranchised in culture personally because there's like diversity everywhere now, and you know everyone's shitting on Trump on social media, but like systemically, these people are thriving.
Of course.
I mean, these people get the jobs they want. Albeit if they're qualified,
they get the money from the government. A lot of these people they were showing on TV they looked into it, had PPP loans, which were the loans that the government gave small businesses.
Yeah, I mean, and these people obviously were allowed to rush the Capitol building.
Yeah,
and they still get bitches. Anyone that acts like this that still gets hoes, it's like, excuse me. Anyone that acts like this that still has the opportunity to have sex with another human being, consensually. I mean, just consider yourself blessed, man. Because I mean, imagine if there were any other type of person doing that; they'd be sectioned off into society. Yeah, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's wild.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I just thought, like, honestly, so much of Trump's presidency has been a bunch of like headlines and look at the stupid thing he's just done, all that kind of stuff. This was the most where I felt like people weren't really bullshitting and they weren't doing like the whole Orange Man bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it fit.
One build up. This is a build up to this.
Yeah, it's
like
wild.
Very slow.
Yeah, and it's crazy because there's still COVID going on.
I was even like not super convinced about people saying the credibility of free elections is kind of gone. But I mean, these people stormed one of the highest buildings in the land,
and Trump lost by 7 million votes. We should clarify that.
Yeah. Oh, he also got his shit rocked.
Yeah, he wasn't even close
after the fact.
Yeah. So it's not like this was actually something that could be disputed.
Yeah.
The only person fighting for him was like Ted Cruz. Maybe one other guy, Josh Hawley. Madison Crowley too. Fuck that guy. Yeah.
Who was?
Hawley might be worse.
He is scum of the earth. He sucks.
Yeah.
Madison Crowley, I think his name, sucks.
Yeah.
Tom Cotton sucks. All these guys are terrible. Mitch McConnell is like slightly better, but that's not saying anything at all.
No, he's bad.
No, Mitch is bad. But
he just knows when to say the right thing about the guy.
Mitch knows how to play his role.
He's one of the most successful politicians in recent memory, but what a bad guy.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah, it's dismaying, and like I'm thinking Montreal we decided I think was probably coolest.
Yeah, Toronto's too expensive.
Toronto's too expensive, and Montreal has more like. You've been there. You're like, what? Isn't it cooler?
It's just pretty. It's a very pretty city.
What's the women looking like? What's the women looking like?
I mean, I don't even remember because the city itself was so pretty. No, obviously they're beautiful, but like I said, Gabe, there are beautiful girls everywhere.
That's true.
Just kidding.
I'm thinking that's where I'll go.
No, but yeah, Montreal is definitely hype. Toronto's a good place.
Toronto's
too.
cool. I mean, I've never been to Vancouver, but it seems pretty cool too.
That's kind of sad that we're really thinking about leaving the country.
No, I was thinking about it anyway, but this is like, eesh.
Yeah.
You know, Detroit's the only city that's north of Canada. It's only point.
Outside of
It's
Alaska,
the only point in and outside of Alaska, the only point where America is
north
north of Canada.
Because Canada like it like goes like this.
Holy shit!
Like Windsor's technically south of Detroit.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like the, Washington, like the East Coast, or sorry, the West Coast, the Northwest.
No, because what's that? The 48th parallel or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
cool.
I'm out of here, man.
How are we supposed to talk about music now?
I don't know.
Yeah, how do you guys feel?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm here.
Because the episode we did last time where we talked about a whole lot of Red and Dirk is gone. So like, should we even talk about that right now?
A whole lot of Red, good.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's better when
we're just diving right into this. We're not even gonna. Like,
I was gonna give like a very, very short summary, but
I wanted to. Can we have a transition topic? Because
we could do sad regular news to sad music news.
What's sad music news?
Rio, one of our favorites.
Oh
here.
shit! Yeah,
one of our favorites here at Shameless Plug. I think 5 years sentenced to prison.
He said 60 months, right?
60 months.
That's
I mean,
5 years.
You were talking about like his sentence getting maybe lightened.
Yeah, I mean,
I can see that happening.
A lot of times people don't get the whole time,
right? But
and I don't know what happened, but it sounds like something happened that he had no knowledge about. Like I don't know if it was like through his bank account or whatever through him, and he ain't gonna snitch. So
yeah. I mean, sucks. Really
somebody
sucks.
else needs to snitch. Get that nigga Rio.
You said something interesting though. You said like if he does serve all 5 years, he still has a chance to come out hot, right?
In Michigan, maybe, yeah.
In Michigan.
It depends on how hard. If Jay and Ray and Mike and all those guys, those Flint rappers, if they're still relevant, which who knows? I hope so because I really like them.
Yeah,
if they can still have name, if they're still relevant, then Rio will be able to come out and be.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if
you could have Bobby Shmurda status too.
I was just gonna say
he's coming out soon, actually.
I was just going to say that this isn't like the Bobby Shmurda era. It's different now.
That's true.
Like rap moves way faster than it did when Bobby Shmurda
Rio
went
didn't have
to
that
jail.
one. Like Hot Nigga was huge.
Yeah, I think both of your perceptions are clouded that because we live in Detroit.
That's true.
Well, I say it can still be relevant in Detroit.
Yeah, true. But Detroit won't have the. Hopefully it will, but there's a chance Detroit won't have the eyes on it now that it in 5 years.
That sucks.
Because Detroit is obviously the city that everyone who likes rap is like looking towards right now. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure it will be like that in 5 years, but I hope it does.
Yeah, things move fast. Atlanta created a good foundation for people to stay and create. Yeah. Still, I hope something like that happens here so bad. Yeah. I'm not in charge of things, but
like I wish it would too, but it's
who's
just
to say? Just sad news. Really, it really bummed me out too, even more.
Yeah, though that was sad. Yesterday was a very heavy day. Yesterday was a very heavy day. Another thing happened. Oh yeah, Kanye.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It started. That's how the day started.
Isn't that
crazy?
That
that wasn't even the biggest story of the day. That's wild.
Yeah, Kanye and Kim
has to happen for that not to.
Well, they didn't get divorced, but they announced that they got divorced.
They did officially?
No, they're getting a divorce.
But it's not like they didn't officially say it, but it's
pretty much confirmed.
Like camps or whatever.
But,
all right.